classified documents too, CIA documents, and all these stories about all these nuclear tests. There seems to always be something with UFOs around them.
Yeah.
Like an interaction with UFOs. And then those stories about the UFOs coming and disarming nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Like, why are they disarming them? But then there's some scenarios to where they actually arm them.
What do you mean?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I think there was
I
like,
haven't heard those.
yeah, there was one, I believe it was in England, where there was this orb and it came down and it basically flipped the thing. It was like, it's about to take off. Like, or so it armed the nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
And they scrambled and like shut off, but their bunker was like way down. So there's no like frequency or radio signal that could get to this bunker. But when this orb came over it, it went turned
Oh my
off.
gosh.
What?
Could you imagine being like, guys, it wasn't us. It was aliens.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, okay.
Some
But the
kid.
theory is fun. There's actually one theory around it for opening.
I like that better.
Opening portals. Opening portals to different dimensions. So it's a fringe interpretation, but it's like under extreme conditions created by high altitude nuclear detonations were attempts to manipulate or open
Orphan again.
interdimensional or extraterrestrial portals.
So they're just literally taking these possibly and just blowing up like a star or a black hole. What are they doing? Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
this was in the Cold War era, so it was
Okay.
a lot of like flexing
Yeah.
stuff. But what they were doing, they truly wanted to see what a nuclear bomb would do interacting with the atmosphere. And it's like, why?
yeah.
Like, so you shoot 29 off? But then they did 2 underwater as well that were huge.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we got UFO sightings from the sky, the ocean, and that's what their targets were. So that's where the theory that nukes weren't made for people, but they were made to combat this UFO, UAP phenomenon.
Well, it's not a bad idea to create a weapon against all that spooky stuff, but that doesn't make sense to me.
But you think about
Not
all
bought
the
in.
you think about all the UFOs and UAPs around nuclear facilities too.
Yeah, but I just think that's because they're nosy.
Maybe.
There's something specific with the atom bomb though, splitting the atom and things like that just seems because it's not like just gunpowder. It's like
Yeah.
something insane.
But even like the old we talked about multiple times, but like in these like ancient stories that were fiction,
Yeah.
supposedly, they talked about like these nuclear capabilities. We talked about that one city in the Middle East,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah, just got wiped out. Yeah.
Yeah. They said it was like by this fire weapon from the sky.
Mhm.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Fast, sudden, really hot heat.
Yeah. And we've talked about a long time ago, I believe.
Mhm.
But then I'm like, well, what about Project Fishbowl?
Project Fishbowl, remind me.
So that was a project that was under the overarching project, which was Operation Dominic, and it was basically to test nuclear detonations in the atmosphere and underwater.
Okay.
So Project Fishbowl, they let off 29 atmospheric nuclear tests
Oh my gosh.
in 1962. So shortly after the Roswell incident,
What is that test? What does that look
they
like?
shoot nuclear bombs
Into the
into
sky?
to see what it does to the atmosphere.
So you're telling me we can't use hairspray, but they can shoot
Yeah.
bombs off?
It's the holes in the ozone are our fault.
So listen, so it was a series of high altitude nuclear tests conducted by the United States in 1962 as part of a larger Operation Dominic. The tests involved detonating nuclear devices at altitudes ranging from 20 to 250 miles above Earth's surface. And it said notable tests. The Starfish Prime was the largest test within Project Fishbowl, detonated July 9th, 1962, with a yield of 1.4 megatons. It created intense electromagnetic pulses, caused damage to electrical grids and communication systems nearly 900 miles away in Hawaii,
Wow.
and formed artificial radiation belts around Earth.
It formed
What?
them?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we like? I mean, you're just messing with stuff then.
Yeah.
You're just throwing darts, nuclear darts into just the unknown.
But
What does
the-
that mean, artificial radiation belts?
So you know, like the Van Allen belts that are natural around the Earth.
No.
So they're belts of radiation around Earth. There's, I think, 2 of them,
I knew that.
and that was one thing that people are like, well, we never went to the moon, because they talk about they're having to build capsules to get to the moon to withstand these Van Allen radiation belts. So how do we do it in the 60s? And so they're saying that basically this nuclear bomb created artificial radiation belts around Earth.